You know, at-home DNA tests to, figure out your lineage and everything really are gaining popularity. In our last half hour, Eyewitness News reporter Leah Durain put her DNA to the test.
Now she's sharing her results from the 23andMe test and what a local gym owner has gained 1 year after learning his results.
So my kit just came in and I'm actually going to do the health and the ancestry kit.
No eating or drinking for 30 minutes, then spit into a tube, mail off the saliva, and the results are ready in a few weeks.
So the results are in. 23andMe sent me an email. All right, 38.4% French and German. That is not a surprise at all.
These results also show genetic health risks. My results have me strengthening my eye and brain health. The health report was a big draw for Jason Benavides. The San Antonio gym owner took the test about a year ago.
My dad died when he was young with health complications, so I want to make sure, I just want to know more about my health, my history.
Since getting his results, Jason says he's relaxed about things he can't control and focused on things he can change.
The biggest thing, just getting to know kind of yourself more, which is kind of fun. I'm mostly, European, Spain, Portugal, and then the other obvious portion to all of my friends was Native American.
With millions of people looking into their ancestry, we turn to a licensed marriage and family therapist for insight into why so many of us care about where we come from.
We are inherently connected to something bigger than ourselves, our families, our histories, our stories. And that's what defines who we are and what our identity is.
Becky Davenport says if you're nervous the results could reveal family secrets, therapy is a way to work through any surprises. And while knowing more about your past may expand your identity, she says it doesn't define all of you. Leah Durain, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.